So cumulative is increasing. So it's not only, you could start off even low and then increase your grade point average, because it's cumulative means to increase. So over time, all of a sudden go from a low GPA to a high GPA. You can still make the Dean's List Society or the President's List or whatever it may be, if you show an increase in your GPA as well, as long as it's sufficient and it basically is consistent. So you have to be consistently a good student and you have to be full-time.
Oh, she's a lucky one.
That's the way you make it. 3 things. It's got to increase, cumulative. You've got to have a GPA, so you have to have a high GPA, and it has to be full-time. It's 3 things. To show improvement, you have to always have the A, and you always have to be full-time. That's how you succeed. What's great is sometimes they wake you up. There they go. They're practicing dogfighting. Like routine flybys. Everybody knows that sound. They live around here. Pretty crazy. No, it's because they clean the boiler.
I can't hear you.
They cleaned the boiler.
I know, but I got hot all
Sorry, I was on a live stream in New York and I can't stop talking this way. Don't worry about it. I gotta park the car. Well, I don't know what's wrong with the water. We don't have a dog. We only have a cat. Don't judge us. It's just a cat. See? No dog. There's no dog. I apologize. I was mean to Harvey Keitel again. I know I beat up on Harvey Keitel. It's just because he's the best actor. So that's what you want to do. And certain places you may go, you want to find the biggest and baddest guy, and you just walk up right to him, and you just punch him right in the face. Now, I'm not going to do that, especially at the Actor's Studio, but that's what you do in life, metaphorically. You find the biggest and the baddest, what was Brando, and you just punch him in the face. Now, you wouldn't punch Brando because he'd beat the crap out of you. Keitel probably wouldn't because his lawyers would tell him not to. But that's how Keitel made it. He was in an audition, Martin Scorsese was in the audience, and he beat the guy up on stage in front of Martin Scorsese. And then Harvey Keitel looked at Martin Scorsese and said, listen, if you're going to do this improv thing, you need to tell the actors beforehand, because he didn't know he was improving. So I beat the guy up, and he got the job. True story. You want to be a little bit mean. You don't want to be too nice. The really nice actors, they never make it. Brando is hitting people left and right. He was thrown in jail several times for it in New York. They didn't even cover how many times he was thrown in jail for beating people up. But he did. He was thrown in jail while he was doing Streetcar. He beat this guy up really bad. Probably really bad. Ask Matthew Broderick. He's done it a couple times himself, but that was in Europe with a car. It's a little bit different. Yeah, you can't be too nice. You gotta show them who's boss. Now in Texas, we're real nice because we have Southern hospitality, but it gets you nowhere, not in the business. You want to purposely do it because they will throw you in jail eventually, but sometime when they get, when they, I'm gonna do like a blind selfie here. I have no idea where the camera's pointed. So today we're going to talk about Escape from New York. Great movie, John Carpenter. Another one we're going to talk about is The Great Escape, which is a movie, a really good one. You got to watch that one. The Great Escape is one of the greatest ones. It's the one I compare this one to. Oh, I learned a new rule, some vernacular. Didn't make any sense, so we're going to try it again. I learned a new word, vernacular. But I learned a new word from vernacular, meaning I learned a new word and I was listening for vernacular when I was watching James and Karla and the dog Hudson. It's called channel supporters rather than subscribers. Yeah.
Put that down. I gotta get ready.
So please channel support show. The please channel support show.
Shit, 3:45.
I don't know, maybe the please subscribe show is better.
Hold on.
I was
That's
just-
not now. Get ready.
Okay, yeah, keep the towel on.
No.
Channel supporter show.
No time for this.
Or the please subscribe show. It's hidden though. It's like a MacGuffin. So you go to my channel is Cole Spivey, but the please subscribe show is on the channel. Our producers are ghosts. So basically, James and Karla and the dog Hudson are going to go on, I don't know about the dog. All right, let me say this. I don't know about the dog, but they're going to go on a paranormal adventure in New York pretty soon. And I want to check this out because we have some weird things happening in our apartment. All right? And I'm not talking about just weird things with dogs and parking cars. Okay, so the first thing that we had that went wrong. Let's see if this light's still doing it. I think that's a poltergeist right there. Do you know if that's a poltergeist? Okay, another thing that went wrong. So I came home one day. I'm gonna do this in a New York accent. And the picture frame, it fell down on the floor. I'm not kidding you. It fell down on the floor. Psh. Not in front of me. I'd come back, the picture frame on the floor. I was like, where? Well, no, I didn't have a cat or anything. We just met this cat the other day. Open the door, cat run right in. Now he's our pet. It was that quick. No collar, nothing, no chip or anything. We don't know if it could be a chip. Let's check. You got a chip? Is there a chip in there? Hey. Okay. He said there was no chip. Doesn't have a chip. So he's okay. Don't worry about it. There's no chip on him. Look at his paws. See how cute he is? He says ghost all day. See, look at this. See? Look at it. Look at it. Look at the ball. He's a good kitty. Hey, watch out. Okay. So it really happened. The picture frame fell right on. Okay, ghost right on. The picture frame, there's a guy in California, it happens to him every day. He lives right down the street from where Sharon Tate lived. But this picture frame was on the floor. And I'm gonna show you how it's connected. Let's see, there's no earthquakes or anything. I did seismic stuff. See, that's a finishing now. Look how it's held right there. Okay, so maybe it was a piece of paper. There we go. Oh, hang on. All right, there we go. Is the camera still on? Anyway. This is an average night. I'm just joking. She's worse than James Belushi. All right, and this is just completely torn too. So we had some seismic, paranormal, maybe an earthquake, I don't know. There has been earthquakes in California, but there also has been earthquakes. Look at the delay. Watch the delay.
Coming out, not ready.
A little slight delay. Okay, I'm just filming the ceiling right now. Anyway, I got this. This is what Linda wrote. She's a poet too.
Where's my shirt?
It's something in code for all the secret followers. Think of the U-boat code kind of thing. Like the U-boat, little circles, exactly where the line goes through. You see? It's somebody's ghost that came in and became very demanding. I know about that Charlie Chaplin. Look at that. Matter of seconds. I put a little hook right here. There it goes. All right, about the slate. Don't ever forget ECS. I'm sorry, ECISDS. That's a school thing. I thought it was something else. She's coming out in just a minute.
trying to find it on the shirt. It's very hot.
Okay, you can look. Ow, ow. What am I supposed to do, dress you? What am I, a dresser? Ow, ow, oh, God. It's a good movie. Tom Courtenay, The Dresser. Go see it, Albert Finney. Best film ever made. That and Taxi Driver. The Dresser's great. You gotta see it, it's good. Whoops, wind. I'm gonna adjust that in just a minute. You calm down. Don't move. All right. There we go. Got it. Okay. These are also the places, hot spots, and you always want to go to a Starbucks when you're in Fort Worth, one of the best. T-Vana, they used to have it out in the mall. QTs are pretty good. Hip Pocket Theater, better than Broadway. Well, if you're a theater critic. Uta Hagen liked it. If you ever heard of the teacher Uta Hagen, she knew about him. She even trained some of their daughters. The guy that runs it's a mime. And that's what I go by, really. It's kind of my life right there. The Pilgrim's Progress. Played Christian and Apollyon. Christian was better, but Apollyon was very difficult. These are all my trinkets. Yeah, I used to do the energy drink thing back in the day, the Roosters. The watches. German. Bob Lavelle from New York gave me this one right here. He passed away though. He was buried underneath the Actors Studio, is what I heard. And then they're from Maine. Or he was buried. It was a funeral that was held there. I don't think they buried them there. I hope they didn't bury him. They don't really bury anybody there. Hopefully not. They're running out of space in New York to bury people. They'll just bury them under the Actors Studio. There's a little place in there. Just put them in a little tomb. Please don't let that be true. You go understairs. There's catacombs understairs, under the ground, under the stairs.
Oh, excuse me real quick.
I'm walking. You left a receipt.
It's fine. We gotta get ready. Okay, let's put that down. Let's do our slate. And
Please subscribe. She's telling me to slate. So we say our names. We introduce our careers. Brought to you by Roku or Roku.
Water and toothpaste.
Ghost coming off the TV right there. And this is what it looks like. All right, that's enough of a break. There. Had a freeze frame there for a minute. Do it again. Freeze frame. Freeze. Freeze frame. Freeze. Freeze frame. Oh, I got a tripod. At times. Oh, lunch. And welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I'm Cole Spivey.
I'm Linda Spivey.
And today we're going on a big adventure. We want you to join us, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, grab something.
No, I'll put this in like later. Give me a tight squeeze.
What was the point of even waking up today?
I don't know. So I slept for 5 hours.
The cat's giving her comfort.
And I'm back to bed. Quit.
Yeah, just put it up for the love of mercy. Okay, try it one more time. Okay, she's really drinking Kool-Aid. We just put the Kool-Aid in there. Okay, now shut. There you go.
Damn. There you go.
All right.
Abracadabra.
Be sure to. No, don't leave that on the floor. Don't worry about all of that. Check the sink, though. Make sure the sink is okay.
I'll say so.
All right.
All right, we gotta go. Come on, baby.
Here, at least turn that light off.
Hurry. Hi, y'all.
Just go in there and do the right thing, and just do the waiting thing. But you know what the thing is? You look like the Joker.
Oopsie. Oh,
Yeah, you dropped it
look
right
what you
down there.
did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you look like the Joker.
All right, don't miss the exit.
You ever seen the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
Sure, yeah.
Here, that's what you look like.
Chop. There's 5 cars behind you.
She was looking for the gum that fell out of her mouth when I made fun of the Joker. And where did the gum land? There it is.
The cellophane.
But where was it? It was stuck to what?
Cellophane.
Yeah, you know what that is. It's a pack of cigarettes. All right. Put her in there. You still look like the Joker.
Thanks.
That female Joker. It's called the Harlequin.
Sour cream is supposed to be cold.
He's crazy.
I don't want sour cream on the counter. It's out of the temperature safety zone.
All right.
God, sounds like my damn grandma with the freaking mail on the damn counter. Darn counters. All right, bye, y'all. Watch out for the U-Haul. Watch out.
I see the
Out of
U-Haul, I
state.
see.
Watch out for her.
The only problem is just dodging them isn't the problem because you go to another road right here. It's a nightmare.
I know it is.
It's like 4 roads. It's insane. Kind of how a roundabout works out right here. So what you do is you just go like this, and everybody starts to go. It's kind of like cattle. Everything usually works on the spur of the moment, meaning everything is in the present moment. So I worked at a bank for about 4 years, and I ended up having 2 children, and then I had 2 children, and the third child I had doing Uber. So the first 2 children that I had, well, I didn't birth them, but the first 2 children were with me while I worked at a bank. Then the third child came when I worked for Uber. But when I worked at the bank, I had this mean black bank manager. So how he got me fired was anytime I needed approval, he'd always put the check on hold for 2 days. That means if you brought a check into my bank and used me as a teller, and I had to get approval on the check, it was held for 2 days. And that got me fired. Because people don't want their checks to be held. The only thing is that I was a white guy trying to cash a black person's check. And the black person who was over me, the manager, of course, being a manager, they'd be black, put the check on hold for 2 days. 2 days. No one likes that.
So they're like, we gotta fire this guy, blah, 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 kind of thing. And that's how it led to this. Now I have a YouTube show. I had a feeling I could be someone. Isn't that wonderful? So you gotta make sure you take a stand. And don't let people pick on you. Don't let all the bullies be bullies. Spying, using espionage, walking around with cameras on their chest, hurting other people, trying to be heroes but yet killing people at the same time. Don't go off and be a hero and then kill somebody at the same time. That's what I have to say. Why don't you just be a normal person like everybody else? Just leave us alone.
They're all the way from Florida.
So they got this thing in New York City right now. It's called a free car. So what it means is that your car is basically lent out for the day for $20. They park it just like it is parked now. They buy the car. They buy the key. So I guess you can leave with the key or whatever. I don't know. I guess they change the keys on it or whatever. But anyway, they buy the key. And they just come up to the car and they just get in and drive off. But you can keep the car until you get out of it. So you use it for $20, I guess, for the gas or whatever. So it's called a free car. It's going on in New York City right now. They trace it with a phone number. So you call it the phone number, and then you just get in the car, you take it for that day, and then you drop it off. Someone else traces it, and they pick it up. It's kind of a game. Looking good. Yeah, I got on John and Karla today. It's pretty fun. In actuality, it's actually called James and Karla. Mess it up. And Hudson, the dog. It's a New York television show, or YouTube, or whatever you want to call it. I guess a YouTube show. But I got on it today. I was like, wow, it was exhausting. It was a lot of fun. It was live stream, but it was cool. Very, very cool. Thanks, James and Karla. And the dog Hudson. Ruff, ruff. Bradley Cooper. It's funny because Bradley and Cooper and I, we're both going to be in the Atlantic. You ever seen that movie, The Atlantic? Well, it hasn't come out yet because it's called The Atlantic Wall. And we're both going to be in the Atlantic Wall. Watch. Nice little snack. Maybe lunch meat, like turkey lunch meat. An English muffin. Very good. So I'm a very religious person. I read the Bible all the time. But I got a sample of the satanic verses, and it's very, very fictional. The opening preference is written by Satan. It brings me back to C.S. Lewis's Screwed Letter tapes, because if you ever read C.S. Lewis, man, that is crazy too. He's writing about demons and stuff. But the guy that wrote the satanic verses has a very strange name. And he was stabbed last month. And it's like an interview. There's a big crowd was there. The guy ran up on stage. I'm sure he was probably, I don't know, from Afghan or something. Some Middle Eastern guy. He jumped up there and stabbed him. Like he was trying to kill him. They had to rip this guy off of this writer that wrote the satanic verses. They hauled him off in an elevator. And I think they put him on a helicopter. And I think the guy is like in his 70s. Not the assassin, but the actual guy that wrote it. And I remember one of my girlfriends a while back, she had read it and told me about it. And I was like, this is crazy, because the guy's like a fictional writer. It's all fiction. The book is written like narrative. It's not even real. It's completely fake. I read some of the sample and I was like, what is this? It was like a joke book or something.